Hello everyone and welcome to the Daytona International Speedway. To kick off this season of the Crown Royal Truck Series, we're here for the Crown Royal 300 in the NSDCA. Daytona has been an amazing track in the past years. We've had great battles for the win of this event, and now we have 42 strong drivers looking to put their name on the trophy after today. Vince Freeze, the big man on campus this week, pole sitter and duel winner for duel number 1, and he starts on pole here, looking to be the first driver to sweep a weekend, if he can do it so, from the pole position here in the Crown Royal 300. Alongside him is his teammate Austin Johnson. Didn't have too good of a duel performance, but didn't have to. Those two locked up the front row on pole day qualifying. Stephen Wallace Jr. came up just short in the duels, but he comes home third starting this event. And Zach Rogers won duel 2. He rolls off in fourth, the highest starting rookie in the field. But another rookie starts right behind him. That's Matt Sladek in the Universe number 0. And Logan Bradley, a defending winner here, 3 years ago, actually, as we're in Season 5 of the Crown Royal Truck Series. Back in Season number 2, he drove CFRO to their one and only Truck Series win, getting the push from Zachary Fitzwater down the back straightaway past Diego Yepes in an all-time classic move in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Brad Stover for Rockstar Energy Racing rolls off 7th. Christian Vargas in 8th, a very underdog-heavy row number 4 for seeing to see if these guys can pull an upset this weekend. And you got Cody Goforth and Riley Spurleytube in row number 5 here for this event. Lot more drivers in the field. We talked a lot about all of them during the duels. We got more to discuss here. Ethan Head in the 89, he rolls off 12th for Shepherd Racing with an underdog performance. Just shot his way out of a cannon in duel number 2. Got a top 10 finish there. Starts 12th in this event. Ready to put this 89 possibly into victory lane. Shepherd Racing has not won in years. They want to get themselves into victory lane with Ethan Head climbing on board for a majority of the year in the Mountain Dew Custom Series and Crown Royal Truck Series. Other drivers to note: Priya McShane, Nicky Morris running very well. Aiden Smith went to a backup engine after qualifying. He blew one up, and now he raced his way up. He has some speed for SBR. And of course, you got Matthew Eves in the 48. He is a big threat for this race win. A strong super speedway driver. Didn't show his whole hand in the duels, I don't believe. I think this 48 will be someone to watch as this race progresses. But there is last season's winner here. Matthew Brown made the pass with a few laps to go, got into the lead, and won it. We'll see if it'll be the same as last year. The top 5 really were dominant, including the Zachary Racing duo, Logan Bradley and Alex Peters, who starts 30th today. He's going to have to drive on through. But Matthew Brown could go and try to be only the first, to be the first driver to win Daytona twice. The only driver to do so has been Tib Foster. However, he did not win 2 season opener events. No one has won any of the season opener events at Daytona more than once. Matthew Brown, Logan Bradley, the 2 in this event, trying to make history today. Colton Lane starting in that 27. There's Daniel Kobza in the 44. There is Alex Peters 2 times. The last 2 years, he's finished top 5 in the Crown Royal 300. Came up so close after leading a good amount of laps in the early start. So Zachary Racing is hoping to see this 45 in victory lane. If not, in just a couple weeks, they head to Auto Club, and that's a track where Peters has not lost in the last 2 years in the Crown Royal Truck Series. So we'll see if he can do so and get in. Some of the drivers getting in on owner's points back here, or at least qualifying pace first, was Fletcher Cloud, Antoine Smith, Anderson Reed, and give a shout out to Nelson Reeves and Aiden Burkhart. Great qualifying performances put them in. Somehow Impala Racing makes the Crown Royal 300. And there's your 6 drivers that got in on the points provisionals. Diego Yepes gets in via the past champions provisionals. The O2 got in on owners points, kicking out Rose Henson and 7 other drivers. We're ready to go racing in the Crown Royal 300. It's sure to be an exciting event. Let's go ahead down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at the Daytona International Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines.
With that, the engines are fired. 42 drivers rolling off for these 40 laps at Daytona. This is going to be an exciting event. Daytona always is. We had some great duels, a fantastic clash battle, and now we have 42 of the best in the business out here in the Crown Royal Truck Series to kick off a new year. We're very excited to be racing out here. Vince Freeze on the pole with Austin Johnson. Got a lot of underdogs up front. Ethan Head, Cody Goforth even in that 82 truck. You got Stephen Wallace Jr., Christian Vargas, Brad Stover, even Butcher, Nicky Morris, all inside the top 20. A lot of heavy hitters near the back as well. Matthew Eves in the middle of the pack, Daniel Kobza near the back. So this is going to be an exciting event here at Daytona. A lot of drivers ready to go racing as they pace down around here for the 2 pace laps here before the start of this race. No pit stops, of course, at Daytona. There's no real need for them. The fuel tanks are bigger here than any other place. The NSDCA wants to promote the pack racing, the closed super speedway action, and that's why they do not have trucks have to pit. The tires can last, the fuel can last, so all you got to worry about is driving your way through the field. Sometimes this race goes pretty clean, sometimes it goes chaotic. We'll have to wait and see how that happens. Last year was pretty clean. I'm pretty sure all 40 laps were under the green flag, and we're going to see if we can have 40 laps of green flag racing this time around. Vince Freeze is excited to be leading them down in his second running of the Crown Royal 300. Last year, he was in the 03 truck, started 40th on the grid, and lost the draft almost immediately. So that 60 team coming back with a vengeance for North Border Motorsports. Colton Lane spun out in qualifying, almost putting up a top 3 sweep for NBM. We'll have to see how it goes. But I think if you're looking at this field, don't look any further than the TSR guys or the Zachary Racing guys, especially Logan Bradley. If Alex Peters can get up here, he and Bradley might be able to do what they did last year, 2-car tango themselves to an almost race win last year, but I think they can get it done this year. We've seen a lot of different drivers up in front in these past years, and normally at Daytona, at least in the season opener, I don't think we've had a real dominant driver win in the Crown Royal 300. The 4 winners here: Paul Jackson for Monster, Logan Bradley for CFRO, Zachary DeLello for Zachary Racing, and last season Matthew Brown. And all of those drivers really, I'm pretty sure, only got 1 win in their year. So you could see an underdog possibly make a charge up front here at the Crown Royal 300, but it's enough talking from us. We've been waiting a whole long off season. We had the duels, and now it's time for the big boy. The Crown Royal 300, side by side with NBM. They lead us down, green flags in the air, and Daytona is underway in the CRTS. Down into turn 1 they go. Outside line a bit more formed up as Stephen Wallace Jr. and Vince Freeze got a bit more of a gap over Matt Sladek than the rest of the field. 42 trucks roar off of turn number 2. You'll be seeing them get up to speed, but they won't be up to full song until they come down this back straightaway the next time by. Already SWJ in the 98 looking to the bottom. Trucks at the back, they need to be wary because with how spread out the field is here at Daytona, you could lose the draft in a hurry. And now Stephen Wallace Jr. in the 98 for CFRO with the push from SBR's Matt Sladek is going to lead them to the line, but now they're 3 wide up front already. It's going to be SWJ leading the opening lap, but the rest of the field goes by as now Sladek's on the inside, and all 42 trucks come under a blanket down into turn 1, and it's Sladek leading them down now, this time by coming through turn number 2. It's a 40-lap event, a long way to go in this event still. Don't want to take yourself out too early because, as we said, if there's no caution and you lose the draft, it could be over. Here comes Brad Stover in the 24 down the back straightaway. You already see some trucks at the very back trying to hang on, but Brad Stover for Rockstar Energy Racing trying to fight against the 2 SBR duo of Sladek and Goforth on the outside. We'll see if Stover can hang on there in that 24 truck because he's going to go up and throw the block and give it to Brad Stover. He's going to lead lap number 2 here in the Crown Royal 300 as they come across the line. And the rest of the field coming on by 2 and 3 wide. You got to watch being 3 wide through the tri-oval. It could cost you big time if you get up into the wall. We saw that in the duels multiple times. Stover now in the lead over Riley Spurley to Brian Butcher on the inside, and they're all forming up on that inside line. coming off of turn number 2, and you see all 42 trucks still together, but at the very back, Alex Peters just trying to hang on in that 45. Larry Hagan, Lotus Disparito also back there, but Brad Stover in the 24 is leading this event and leading them fast as they are 3x3 behind. Here comes Nicky Morris and Matthew Eves, but I think as soon as you see maybe that 28 and 48 get out in front, I think that's when you'll start seeing less of the 3 wide and more of the guys up front, the faster trucks up front, taking hold of this event. As here comes Spurley Tube now down to the inside. Stephen Wallace Jr. bouncing off of the wall further back there in the 98. That's going to hold up that entire outside line. So the field going to be starting to separate pretty early. And again, it's just so hard to go around this track 3 wide as they go. And now Spurley Tube out in front over Nicky Morris and Ryan Butcher down the back straightaway as the whole field comes rushing off of turn number 2. Butcher with the momentum on the inside. Eves is there. Eric Monaco, Jesse Turner. So some Auto drivers up there. There's the 89 and 71. Now you got SWJ with Antoine Smith, who got in this field on points, or on his qualifying time for the 00. He's moving his way towards the front already. You got Daniel Kobza. Freeze is a bit further back, but now you're going to see starting to just get 2x2. It's going to be a bit easier for him as Eli Bright's going to be the one into the wall that time by. And it's just real hard to worry about this tri-oval as you come around this big 2.5 mile super speedway. But Riley Spurley Tube hanging on as the Dodges make the charge to the front. That's Matthew Eves in the 48 now, bringing himself towards the front and up into second, chasing down Sauber Racing Team's Riley Spurley Tube. As the pack, you see definitely the field starting to spread out a bit more. You're going to see that more, but everyone diving all around down the backstretch. Matthew Eves in the 48 getting a run on Spurley Tube. We'll see if he carries with it. As got Angiotto on that inside with the 4 and 47 pushing and go forth, trying to get that 82 up there as well. But Matthew Eves is going to hang on in 5th. He's going to continue to lead in this event as they come on through. And 2x2, 3 wide a bit further back. And here comes Monaco in the 4. He's going to jump to the inside for Angiotto. Going with him is Jesse Turner. So Spurley Tube right now the one out in front. 6 of 40 complete here at Daytona. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Bring you guys right back to the action here in the Crown Royal 300. Don't go anywhere. This race has just begun to start. Back live at the Crown Royal 300, Jesse Turner and Eric Monaco worked their way past Eli Bright, or Riley Spurley Tube, I should say, coming through the tri-oval last time. That puts Jesse Turner, your past Valvoline 200 winner, into the race lead, getting pushed by his teammate Eric Monaco. Riley Spurley Tube up there, and you are seeing a couple of the slower trucks back here. Nelson Reeves, Cordell Smith, Kyle Corbett, Aiden Burkhart. These guys were the ones that pretty much fell off the pace in the duels as well. They're just trying to hang on behind Disparito as the pack really starting to break up. Matthew Eves holding that second line with Aiden Smith back there, but right now it's been all the Dodges. It's the Dodge show. Sauber Racing Team, TSR, and Angiotto have been the ones up in front right now. But here is your defending Crown Royal 300 winner, Matthew Brown, now working his way up into 4th as he works to the inside of Monaco. Coming through the tri-oval there, Jesse Turner controlling the field right now as he holds Spurley Tube and Zach Rogers right behind him. But at this point in the race, you're going to start seeing the cars. They're definitely going to get more calmed out. They're going to get more spread out as we're getting to the 1/4 of the way through this event. And that's how we saw it last year, really. About the midway through the race, up front it was more single file, much more calm, and now, and then it got more aggressive as the race went on. So that's what you're going to see, though, is they're still dogfighting for the race lead, Zach Rogers and Jesse Turner. We got a new points format for this year. Not really new format to say, but new points for positions. So instead of the 40, 37, 35, and on down by 1 position each time, it's now 60 points for the race winner, but you also get that 1 bonus point for most laps led and 1 bonus point for laps led. So that's why you're seeing some of these guys still fighting up in front for the race lead. But now the top 15 positions have a bit more extra space between them, and then 16th on down, mostly until the final few spots, is just 1 point apiece. But there will be more as the season progresses. You'll get to see that points standings, the way the points are awarded, much more clearly. But it's meant to kind of give more of a boost for running good, finishing good, because really top 15 positions, that's the top half of the field, you should be getting rewarded for being in the top half of the field week in and week out, and that's going to give you some extra bonus points into that championship hunt. Jesse Turner continuing to lead. Zach Rogers all over the back of him. Matthew Brown, though, in the 16, trying to get a nose to the inside of Rogers there. Not really working, and that's, as we said, Dodge is going to be a big hitter this season, I think, with TSR and Onge Auto. Of course, they won all 3 championships last year, and the manufacturer that did not do much was Ford. And you see right now Brad Stover, look a little further back to Priya McShane. McShane, of course, winning for Rockstar Energy Racing last season. They have 2 trucks inside the top 10 for RER. Zachary Racing also very strong at Daytona, as that inside line is going to kind of check up off of Jesse Turner. That's going to bring Spurley Tube Goforth with a big amount of momentum to the outside, as that might give them enough to get up there. As now Zach Rogers gets up there, Spurley Tube's going to bounce off the wall in the 28, as he's going to drop back now. And that's the scary thing. You really cannot go 3 wide through the tri-oval. It can mess you up big time, as Matthew Brown, your defending winner, he's going to get a push from Matt Sladek and try to bring that team all the way up to the front now, as here comes Toyota Tango on the inside with McShane and Colton Lane. Don't forget Colton Lane down there having a great run in that 27 after this speed weeks went by pretty terribly for him, at least on the truck side. But 2x2 up in front, 4 cars apiece, and it's probably going to be that inside line carrying Matthew Brown right now. 12 of 40 complete. He's trying to hang on and might be able to get the shot, try to go up and block Turner, and he will as he leaves that inside line, but Turner going to come through it, the crossover, not going to happen. So Matthew Brown looking to be the first driver to go 2 in a row at Daytona and go for 2 season opening wins, especially in the same series. Even across series, you have Jesse Turner, a Valvoline 200 winner. Anderson Reed in the 63. If he wins this race, that'd be shocking, but it would also be, he is a Valvoline 200 winner as well. So is Aiden Burkhart. Matthew Brown, Logan Bradley, of course, the Crown Royal 300 winners. DeLello and Jackson not in this anymore. Of course, Paul Jackson retired. But let's give a shout out to Brad Stover, who really, Rockstar Energy Racing again, their only win in the NSDCA top 3 divisions came last season, Chicagoland, when McShane really just used that invert for the second race, stayed up front, and RER pretty much dominated that event, and McShane ended up winning the race. So Brad Stover in a part-time entry, could he be the next one to go to victory lane? He's up here in 3rd, fighting very strong right now. But Zach Rogers also being dominant, Matt Sladek being dominant, and the rest of the field coming on by, a bit more spread out all the way back here. And we're going to take a look at the back of the pack real quick. That being Eli Brighton, 32nd. He's gotten into the wall a couple times through the tri-oval. Lotus Disparito and Jay Jefferson. Jefferson made it in on owner's points. Would have been locked in via the past champions provisional. That's why Evernham put him in the truck. But they're side by side. That's for the 33rd, 34th spot. And then Maxwell Fay, Cordell Smith, Larry Hagan, Diego Yepes, Kyle Corbett, Nelson Reeves, Anderson Reed, Aiden Burkhart. Most of these drivers, except Hagan, were pretty much falling off the pace in the duels anyway. Most of them got in through owner's points or some other way, so these probably won't be the faster trucks. Hagan did race his way in. I think he's just kind of screwed right now, as you see Stover screwed on that very outside. Top 5 now getting single file, and that's what we were talking about a bit earlier in this event, is Turner's going to go for it, and Rogers is going to go with him. That's what I was talking about earlier in this. You're going to see a bit more. It'll be more calm through the middle point of this race. You don't want to crash the trucks. You don't want to lose your track position, because you might not end up making it back up, really. But you see now kind of 2x2, not as much 3-wide action through the middle of the pack, at least right now. So these guys are all just trying to hang on and do their best here at Daytona and stay up in this front pack. That's the most important thing of all. Top 5 single file, though, behind Turner. Then you got Brown, Rogers, Sladek, and Lane. The top 4 have pretty much been up front this whole time. Eric Monaco joining up there in that 4. Look at Christian Vargas. He's a bit of an underdog story for the Speed Weeks, as Matthew Brown is going to go to the inside of Turner, looking like what the Toyotas did to Peter Onjak in the clash. They're going to be 3 wide up front. We got to watch this. Brown back to the inside, though. He's going to clear Jesse Turner, so Jesse's going to drop back a ton. But we were talking about Christian Vargas, a bit of the underdog performance, ran very well in duel number 1 and almost won it in the duel. So for Sauber Racing, this is not his Rookie of the Year campaign. The last time he was in the 08 2K truck was his Rookie of the Year campaign. That was with Ace Draw Motorsports. But he's right now just running now, making a move for 5th. Has Matthew Eves, Riley Spurley, Aiden Smith, and Stover right behind him. So Christian Vargas having a great day, especially after he blew up 2 engines in qualifying so far, in the Mountain Dew Custom Series qualifying and the truck qualifying, is they're 3 wide for the race lead. That's Matt Sladek to the inside, Rogers in the middle, and Matthew Brown on the outside. So Sladek getting the push of his life from Turner. Brown going to try to make something happen on the outside, and Zach Rogers in the 9 fighting there as well, as Vargas is going to throw his hat in the ring and try to go up the middle on his own. Looks like he's going to push the 0 and 47, but Zach Rogers will take the lead there, and the top 5 starting to pull away from the rest of the grid as they go, and the rest of the field kind of spread out. Speaking of the Zachary Racing trucks we were talking about earlier, let's go ahead and get a quick update on them. And they're not doing too hot. There's Logan Bradley back there, and Alex Peters even further back. So Alex Peters right now 31st, Logan Bradley 24th. So these guys might just be kind of biding their time and waiting at the back. I don't know why you would at the back of a pack, but I guess they're just, you know, taking their time in this event. You see Vince Freeze back here, Austin Johnson, Fitzwater, Eli Bright as well. So interesting to see as this race starts to get into the later stages, coming up on the halfway point. Up front, getting a bit more calm. In the back, still getting a bit calm. So we're having some racing here, and these guys are just trying to take care of each other, take care of the trucks, make their way around. Of course, in the Crown Royal Truck Series this season, they are running the green-white checkered rule. And that will be the same as the Cup Series and Molson Modified from last year. If a caution comes out, and it would either end the race or we'd go back green with just 1 lap to go. It instead gives you a green-white checkered, which is 2 laps. You have 3 attempts at that this year to get a green flag finish, so that is good to see. The NSDCA looking to make those finishes, of course, legit and allow these drivers to be able to race for that win, even at the end of the events, which should take out some of the controversy for those events. Zach Rogers and Jesse Turner now side by side for the race lead. Sladek, Brown, and Vargas remaining your top 5s. The top 32 have condensed back together into pretty much 2 distinct lines. Jesse Turner back to the race lead. As well, the NSDCA is enforcing more penalties during races. Nicky Morris's incident in both final races, they want to make sure that the penalties are tightened, so they might have to have drivers have tail of the end of the longest line penalties as well. Lappers will either be able to get a wave around or the Fago Free Pass that is new this year for the Crown Royal Truck Series and Sundrop Cup Series. That being if you're the first driver 1 lap down when a caution comes out and you were not part of the reason for the caution, you can get your free pass, and all other lap cars will go to the end of the line instead. So you won't have lappers up front trying to race the leaders to get their laps back. Instead, they'll probably be having to wait for the Fago Free Pass or during green flag pit stops, of course. But as we've seen before, it's really hard for some of these guys to actually get themselves unlapped, even if they are racing the leaders up there. Pack's starting to split up against Brad Stover, getting real aggressive in that 24 truck. That is great to see. Rockstar Energy Racing needs some aggressive drivers to go up there, try to win these races, and that's what Brad is doing. Couple other drivers starting to get their hat in the ring. Daniel Cobza, Jose Perez back there, Patrick Smith in the 94, Nicky Morris, Colton Lane, and that's where the gap in the pack is it's right now Ethan Head in the 89, leading now Logan Bradley, and just as we said, he was 24th a while ago, he's up to 17th trying to work his way on through, getting to the inside of Ethan Head, trying to bring this second pack back up to the front. We'll see if Bradley can get himself back into a possible chance at a race win later on in this. But as we said too, Alex Peters is very good at the Crown Royal 300, has 2 top 5s in the last 2 years. He's looking for his 3rd one today in his 3rd full-time season in the Crown Royal Truck Series. But Zachary Racing, of course, closed down their Cup program after DJ Gibson retired in the offseason. DeLello went to Monster Motorsports. So Alex Peters in that 45, pretty much the last man standing for the Ford program in Zachary Racing back there. You see Priya McShane, Cody Goforth, Gatlin Downey. There's Peter Onjak, Stephen Wallace Jr. at the back. And it looks like Fitzwater and Logan Cloud. Those were 2 of the final drivers to race their way into the show there at the back as well. But this does not bode well for that second group. You see Patrick Smith, Logan Bradley attaching to that front group, and now Ethan Head in the 89 is leading that second charge. He's not a very strong truck, not aerodynamic at all, so they're going to have to hope that these guys can either get a faster truck to go up there and help catch up to this front pack that's leading 201 right there. They're 200. They're not too far back. He could definitely get back into the draft, but they're going to have to hope that that will happen like that as Jesse Turner continues to lead. Zach Rogers second. Matthew Brown clearing himself into third. Brad Stover fourth. Matt Sladek in the fifth position back there side by side as they're 2x2 up front. Single file a bit further back, trying to catch back up. 24 of 40 complete. No one has really fallen far enough back like the 03, but of course we do not park any drivers that do not have damage. We're going to go ahead, get a quick another replay as we got the battle for the lead heading into turn number 3. Zach Rogers, Matthew Brown, 3 wide to the inside line. Here comes Matthew Brown in the 16 truck going back to back, trying to go back to back at the Crown Royal 300. He's going to clear Zach Rogers there. We're going to go ahead, take a quick commercial break, and bring you back to the action for the live finale. The final 16 laps are here for the Crown Royal 300 in the Crown Royal Truck Series at Daytona. Back live at the Crown Royal 300. Matthew Brown continuing to lead this event as the top 32 still all attached together. No one in this front pack has fallen away yet, but we're getting into the closing laps. Tires starting to wear. The truck's starting to handle differently. That outside line's starting to really come in as you see the runoff of 4. Zach Rogers top to bottom looking for that race lead away from Matthew Brown. Not going to happen this time as Rogers is all over the back of that 16 truck as they push away 2 truck tandem out into the lead. But as we said, you know, it's hard to pass here at Daytona. Definitely harder to pass than you'd think, especially after years past. But look at Aiden Smith, Daniel Kobza, and the driver Logan Bradley has broke his way into the top 10. He's fighting for 6th with Eric Monaco, Nicky Morris, Jose Perez up here. So you can get passes done here because Logan Bradley was 24th just a little bit ago. He's now sitting 6th, and that's Swan Communications. 57 for Zachary Racing, trying to get that car into victory lane as Zach Rogers fighting Matthew Brown. 2 and 3 wide still further back as Rogers goes up and blocks Brown, gets that momentum. Look at Christian Vargas up here, Eric Monaco. So now we got, this could be a big race and a big underdog story for many drivers. Currently sitting up here inside this top 10, the only driver to win in the truck series, not at Daytona, is Riley Spurleytube in the 28 truck. The rest of them all have either 0 oh, Jose Perez too. I did not see Perez there in 9th, but it's Perez and Spurleytube. The rest of them outside of Bradley and Brown, the top 8 have never won in the Crown Royal Truck Series. And you got rookies up here leading this thing in Zach Rogers, Daniel Kobza, Aiden Smith also there. Brad Stover is a rookie, but he's part-time this year. Logan Bradley, Eric Monaco trying to break through for Ange Auto. So right now you're getting into that time where you got to have a fast truck. Is Matthew Brown, that could cost him right there big in the 16. You got to have a fast truck, you got to have the skills, and you got to have the position in these closing laps. And now you see out in front, single file for the first 7 trucks. They're starting to calm down up front, and I think that's when you're going to start seeing some moves being made that are trying to get you into victory lane as they snake down the back. Top 6 now single file is Logan Bradley. Just like last season, he was the aggressor making his way through the pack. He's going to make a move for 3rd in the 57. Bradley looking to take Zachary Racing back to victory lane as Stover almost comes down on Perez, and a big check up there by Aiden Smith. He's going to try what Brandon Morris did in the clash and back up to the pack and try to get these guys to go with him and around Zach Rogers. We'll see if they do, but Logan Bradley might be the benefactor of it because he's coming to the inside now. No, Aiden Smith's going to hang on. So now, will Bradley push Aiden Smith past like he got pushed to a victory there in the Crown Royal 300 years ago? I don't know if they'll catch Zach Rogers. That might be the problem as Vargas almost takes out the 35, throwing that block. Here comes Smith to the bottom, has Bradley pushing him, and they're going to get the block from Rogers, so they tried, and it didn't work too good. Christian Vargas blocking the whole dang field right now in that 4th position, as Nicky Morris brings MJ Motorsports up front. This is MJ Motorsports' first truck race. They're inside the top 5, and this is coming down to the wire here with just 10 to go. This time by, it's 10 to go, and now Logan Bradley trying to go back, trying to get his second second Crown Royal 300 trophy. Zach Rogers in the race lead for TSR, trying to pull the upset like Colton Yo almost did last season. Here comes Smith off the corner, though. Will he have the momentum, and will Logan Bradley or Christian Vargas go with him? If he pulls out a line, Bradley's going to go, Smith's going to go. Here comes Logan Bradley to the inside. Rogers is going to block both of them, but Logan Bradley's going to move the ZR57 into second. Vargas goes back down, blocks Nicky Morris for third, and here we go off of turn 4. 9 to go this time by in the Crown Royal 300, and Bradley's jumping right to the inside immediately. He's not going to sit behind Zach Rogers. He was 24th about 10 laps ago, and here he comes. Logan Bradley for the lead coming down the front straightaway. And Christian Vargas, the last time the 2K08 was in the field, it was pretty much fighting for scraps because he was at Ace Draw Motorsports. It was not working out for that 08 team. And he's at Sauber Racing Team. He's going for his first campaign full-time in years for the Truck Series. And he's up in second right now behind one of the best to do it at Daytona, Logan Bradley in that 57. Daniel Cobbs and Matthew Eves is starting to close in the 48. You got Matt Sladek, a big front pack. And look, just a bit further back, 7th or 8th on that inside line is Alex Peters in the 45. If he can get up there, possibly help Logan Bradley. But Bradley now in the 57, he knows if he gets past now, it might be game over. He's trying to hang on, do his best out there. As Vargas now going to have to slow down, not going to get there, as here comes Jesse Turner, and he's going to have help from teammate Daniel Kobza there as they come off the corner. This pack's starting to split into two. It looks like Preston Emmons starting to lose the draft, so 31 trucks in this front pack still, and it's still anyone's race with 7 to go this time by. As now you got some strong trucks on that inside. Kobza, Johnson, Eves moving their way through. Nicky Morris shuffled to the outside. Vargas trying to lead that outside charge. Zach Rogers, Aiden Smith. But here comes Turner. Kobza goes low, telling him, hey, I'm going to go with you, bud. The Onge Auto duo chasing down the Zachary Racing 57. Can Bradley be stopped? Or did he pull one of the biggest moves in the Crown Royal 300, sit at the back all race, and finally show that he has speed? Because he does in that 57. He's out in front over Jesse Turner. But nothing is assured yet in this race. Still a long way to go. Still mistakes that can be made. Just a misstep off of turn 4, maybe turn 2. They back up on you and you can't block them in time. Bradley knows he's a sit and duck out in front, but he also knows how to get it done here at Daytona. And he has Turner and Vargas, two drivers who don't have much truck experience, but Turner's got to run off the corner. Does he look to the inside? No, he doesn't. Now Kobza fights back in the 44 as the pack goes fighting behind him. And now you got 3 Dodges chasing down the lone Ford. 31 trucks still on the pack. 1 truck slow on the bottom. That is the 11 of Kyle Corbett. Just came off pit road. A flat tire for Arklatex Motorsports is Kyle Corbett. So that's going to take him 1 lap down. And his day in the 300's pretty much done for, as Jesse Turner is all over the back of Bradley. These two looking to be one of the first 2 to win 2 races in the speed weeks at Daytona. 2 of the big races. The Valvoline 200 is Jesse Turner's. The Crown Royal 300 was Logan Bradley's. And now this front pack's starting to single file out. It looks like these guys are going to start making runs. They're done playing around. They got to catch these top 2 and get by them. Turner looks low again. Cobbs is trying to bring that second group up. Eves and Perez back there. Perez is going to move Eves out. Eves finally gets a chance to get up to the front, and he's going to be moved out of the way. But look at who this is. Look at all the Dodges. But look at Alex Peters in the 45 making the charge to the front. With Brad Stover, we said, how long will Peters wait for it? And the last few years, he's dominated the race. He's been up front. I think this time he wants to come from the back to win it. He's inside the top 10 now. Can Alex Peters get up there in the closing laps? Here they come off of turn 4. Kobza looking for anything to get around. Maybe get a run with Turner. Get around Turner. Top 6, single file out. Matthew Eves clearing to 7th. Spurley Tube 8th. And Alex Peters in the 45 sits 9th with Brad Stover leading that inside line. Leading that inside charge. Now Daniel Kobza. He knows Turner doesn't have the truck underneath him. Vargas going to be moved out of the way by Perez. Can Jose Perez win it in his first race since his injury? As Kobza said, no more battling here, Logan. I'm going to take the fight to you, and he's all over the back of the 57. Will he pull out to make the move? He has 4 more laps to go, all over the back of him. Here he goes to the inside, and Turner's going to go with him. Monaco, Perez back there. Vargas, Eves up the track. Here they come off of turn 4. We got 3 to go this time by as Spurley and Eves almost make contact. Alex Peters looking for somewhere to go back there. And the Angiato duo, how about a trio? Here comes Monaco in the 4. Texas Star Racing in the 48. They're coming up here. Alex Peters as well. And this is going to be the race to the end as there is Nelson Reeves. The lap truck might be the decider of the Crown Royal 300. It might decide against Bradley. But we'll see as they come off of turn number 2. Nelson Reeves is not that slow. He's off the pace by about 9 miles an hour, which is a big gap. But there's still time. It's going to be 2 to go this time by. And they're going to catch Reeves as Turner is going to leave Kobza. It's every man for himself with 2 to go. 2 lines basically equal as they come through 3 and 4. And this could decide it here. Just like last season in the Sundrop 500, a lapper is going to decide who wins this. Nelson Reeves, nowhere to go for Impala. Angiato, 1, 2, 3 as Turner's going to jump to the outside. He's going to clear Reeves. Almost they make contact. Especially Peter Onjak was worried about that. That's almost what happened between him and Nicky last year. And Jesse Turner's to the point. Cobb's second. And now Nelson Reeves is in this battle. Alex Peters, Logan Bradley, nowhere near the time to get there as now Bradley gets held up by Nelson Reeves. Nicky Morris making moves at the back. We're coming to the white flag. And here we go. It's an Angiato 1, 2, 3 in the Crown Royal 300. Can they come out of this with the race win, though? And Jesse Turner's out in front, made the move over the offseason. Kobza is the next best thing for Angiato. Eric Monaco, the underdog pick, the surprising pick that gave him a chance to win on the big stage. And Matthew Eves, Riley Spurleytube coming. Brad Stover's back there. Here comes Monaco, though, with the run. Jesse Turner hanging on. Kobza second, Monaco third, and Eves fourth. You can't get much better than that for the TSR Angiato combo. The alliance partnership there down the back straightaway. Will they be able to get around Turner? No, Monaco's going to go for it, and I think that's going to lock up Jesse Turner's Crown Royal 300. Coming in through the final corner, Jesse Turner, the underdog of his career, signed to Angiato over the offseason, got out of Ditech, and out of turn 4, he's going to prove it. The 2 big signings of the offseason, get it for Angiato. Jesse Turner wins the Crown Royal 300. Rest of the pack coming on around 2 and 3 wide back here. Well, I guess we'll watch the end of this one as Anderson Reed is leading the 63 off. You got the 32, everyone else fighting, and Yepes is going to be at the tail end of it. But what a move by Angiato at the end. And you cannot script that more for that team. First, second, and third in the Crown Royal 300. And what a way to kick off the season. Jesse Turner in his second year with Angiato. First time under an Angiato contract. He wins the Crown Royal 300 and will be the first driver to win multiple events. Multiple of the big events in the NSDCA. The Valvoline 200 and Crown Royal 300 is his. And he has a shot at the Sundrop 500 in that Angiato 04. Eric Monaco second. What a drive by Monaco. Was really not up front most of the day. Daniel Kobza was another driver not up front most of the day. And you see, there's Peter Onjak having a great old time. He forgot to come down pit road. He's so excited in that truck. But Angiato top 3, Dodge top 5. Look at Brad Stover in 6th. Logan Bradley almost had the run of his life in that 57 if the 70 wasn't there. And Bradley comes home in the 9th position. Looking a bit further down, Vargas falls to 13th, Peters to 14th. Both of those guys had decent days. And at the back of that one, Kyle Corbett 6 laps down, trying to get that tire repaired. And the 70 of Nelson Reeves, 2 cars a lap down. Diego Yepes at the back as well. But Jesse Turner, 3 years ago, he was in victory lane for the Valvoline 200, and 3 years later, he's in victory lane for the Crown Royal 300. What a race we saw today. Another Daytona that goes down completely clean, which is very exciting to see, especially for the team owners and their pocketbooks. We still got the Sundrop 500 left, though, and last year, after a clean Crown Royal 300, we know how that Sundrop 500 went. with one of the biggest crashes we've seen at Daytona in recent memory. But Jesse Turner, Eric Monaco, Daniel Cobbs, I can't say enough about Angiato there. Top 3, and they really blocked him at the end. You saw Monaco jump to the inside. No one was getting around him. They were pushing an Angiato driver to the victory. Eves got up there at the end. No laps led for Eves today, but he had a fast truck. It just couldn't get up there and get in the fight long enough. Had a lot of good racing, a lot of lines. That second pack dropped off real quick, but it was nice to see pretty much all of that top 32 stick together for most of the race. Preston Emmons did fall off at the end, but the top 31 stayed nice and tight together. No one really dropped off the pace that wasn't in really a slower car from the duels anyway. But that was exciting, and Jesse Turner makes the move on Logan Bradley and Daniel Cobbs to take the win at the end. What a drive by Jesse Turner. As we said, the Sundrop 500 coming up soon. We'll be sure to get you guys ready for that as well. The trucks are off next week as the Cup Series and Mountain Dew Custom Series return to Las Vegas. And then we head out west for the Auto Club event at California. A great race last year coming down to insane fuel strategy. And Alex Peters looking for his 3rd race in a row, won at Auto Club in the Truck Series if he can win in 2 weeks' time. A great race here at Daytona. Daytona always puts on a show. The Sundrop 500 coming up soon. And the trucks will be back in just a few weeks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in all off season. We're finally back in the Crown Royal Truck Series. We got a lot of speed weeks left. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.